Finley, are you set?
I'm set.
You're recording on all devices?
Everything's on.
You've triple checked about 9 times?
Yeah. I've quadruple checked. We're on. Mic's on. Camera's on.
Tzatziki smell is here.
Yep. Zach just burped in my face.
Yep. And it smells like souvlaki.
It smells horrific. Welcome back to the Late Afternoon Glass Off, everyone.
We're back.
We're back. Fresh off a... What do you reckon? Or not even... Would you think? It's definitely our best episode to date. We recorded 2 nights ago. So Monday, was it Sunday night?
Yes.
Sunday night. We recorded with Mr. Connor O'Leary. He got pretty candid about a few things. We spoke for 2 hours. It was our longest episode by nearly double. But it was very, very eye-opening and very interesting. So that'll be dropping next week, next Monday
morning. Freshie on a Monday morning commute. If you're sitting in traffic in Sydney or Brisbane and you go, life fucking sucks, around that to what, 8 a.m.-ish?
We're trialling Monday, 8 a.m. There'll still be another episode that week. There'll be one dropping Thursday, but this is sort of like...
This is extra.
This is extra, special extra, coming to you live Monday around 8 a.m. sometime. So that'll be dropping then. So get keen. It's going to be a good one. While we're at it, I've changed the document highlight color to blue this time so we'd see it.
I was actually going to back you up if you didn't.
Can you do it?
Oh, I think I could. This is the part of the potty, Finley, that we usually forget, but if you aren't already, please jump onto socials, give us a follow. We've hit a bit of a milestone.
1,000 followers, mate. 1,000 of the best. Thank you, community, for joining us on this.
Mostly love too.
It's been 1 or 2 hate.
I'm the black hat wearing Chubba Chub.
Yeah, black hatted Chubba Chub, and then we had someone else that's not super keen on us, but the other 1,008 or so of you that we've got. Thanks so much for the support so far, and we're not going to get too detail specific here, but just keep your eyes open for a giveaway that's going to be happening in the next few weeks, I think. With details to be confirmed, but we're gonna have a pretty sick little prize pack, just our way of giving back to you guys that have joined us so far. And yeah, we want to basically give back to the community, which is...
Yeah, I think by the sounds of it, the way we're giving back, you don't have to do any cringy shit. We're just here to say thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one. Probably be ready in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, details to be announced soon. So just, keep your eyes and ears peeled. Look, we've done a couple plugs.
What have you been up to? Give us something.
Not much.
It's always not much.
The Connor episode is the biggest thing I've done in the last...
It was pretty fucking sick.
It was so sick.
I went into the office today and I was like, fuck. That was sick.
Yeah.
I can't wait to share it with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we're not overhyping this.
I don't think so. I've known Connor a long time, since he was a teenager and I was just a wee little whippersnapper.
Yeah.
And it was interesting for me because I've obviously grown up with him and I know so much about him.
Yeah.
I knew most of what he said. Mm-hmm. That was new to me.
A lot of it
because it was just like him opening up.
Okay.
And us men, mate, we're not that good at just sharing exactly how we're feeling at the time.
For sure.
So that was an opportunity for someone to kind of recap the past decade.
Yeah.
From early childhood into where he is now and give us his honest thoughts. And I'm trying to cast my memory back. Besides WSL's boring as batshit one, he's probably never done a potty.
No, yeah. I mean, he's done a local one, like they have the ball and all. I know he's been on there.
He has, yeah.
But other than that, he's been pretty quiet and like it's not all been sunshine and rainbows for Connor. He's had pretty turbulent run at the World Tour. He's not been the guy that sort of qualified and stayed there. He's been on and off. He's lost sponsors. He gets into detail about that. So,
well, he mentions the word adversity a couple of times.
Adversity.
Fuck.
Speaking of adversity, can you just untangle the mic cord, because it's going to be plenty of adversity if people trying to listen to this podcast with that.
Oh, just cut that out, eh?
No, just leave it in. Dude, who's just... we'll move on from Connor, though. That, again, Monday, 8 a.m, ears and eyes open. Surf of the week, who have you got?
I went with Ethan Ewing.
Yeah.
I love that he has flown over to Trestles a little earlier. I'd say there's other crew there. But he was obviously filmed in a little bit of a warm-up session there over the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks like typical Ethan Ewing.
Yeah.
Fucking electric.
Mm-hmm.
It just clicks. There's
It
no
does.
boggles. There's no double bottom turns. There's no... I don't know. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's textbook.
No rail catching. It's all smooth as silk. And I've had a few complaints from people in my circle that you tend to drop your surfer of the week or your picks, and they usually have a Billabong sticker on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with this one, I can confirm this is, if he didn't pick him, I was picking him this week, because this clip was incredible. It's just like it's pretty raw. Like, it's not really edited amazingly. It's just someone sat on the beach and filmed Ethan, and man, he's ripping the back end out of a couple of rights and lefts at Trestles. So one to look out for in the upcoming event there next week.
Yep.
My one is, I've gone Sheldon Simkes. Now, this man...
Schmeldor.
This man lives on the Gold Coast. He's pretty much the heir to the throne of Snapper Rocks.
The prince.
Behind the rock there. He gets the pick of his waves, whatever he wants, really, besides sort of Mick and Joel. They're probably the two.
There's one other one. I reckon the best.
Who? Nick Vacek?
Yeah.
He's up there too.
There's no one better who can ride that fucking dragon on their back end better than that.
He's unreal. But he's right up the top of that pecking
He's in
order.
that same pack. Yeah.
And he is no stranger to finding perfect waves. And once again, he has nailed the brief. He recently posted a video to his YouTube. If you haven't seen his antics on there, go and check him out, because it's some pretty sick POV footage, just him and his GoPro behind the rock snapper. But this one in particular is somewhere in Indonesia, and I need to find out where this wave is, because it's pretty much my dream wave. The surfing is obviously, I mean, he's not really doing anything out of the ordinary. He's just getting barreled all day on this clip, which is like just beautiful to watch. Beautiful, pristine water. But it's just, that's not sort of why I've selected him as the surf of the week. It's more so he just never fails to put himself in the best zone for waves. And again, once again, he's in Indo and he's absolutely scoring. I think Micah Margison's there too. I think Lungi might be there too, I think I saw. And they're just having a ball. So that's my candidate for surf of the week this week.
Can I just jump on the YouTube special there?
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed vlogs have just erupted in the surfing world?
So many.
Sheldon's been doing it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty big following.
Yeah.
Chippo's definitely starting to get up there in the viewership.
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously got Eye of the Storm, which is canoas.
Yeah.
Geordie's got one, and he's doing like cinematic vlogs. It's like a crossover between like a small clip and a vlog.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. I'm actually kind of digging it.
It is. I think as well, like a lot of their audience isn't necessarily like your top tier surfers or your really sort of experienced surfers. A lot of time it's just people that maybe are just beginning their surfing journey, or it's people that don't even surf and they're just seeing these point of view clips of them getting barreled, and it's just, to them, it's mind blowing. And it's even for us now. Like, I watched Sheldon's clip this week and I was like, that just looks like the dreamiest spot ever. And the GoPro footage does it absolute wonders. But yeah, I think they're bringing an audience into surfing that otherwise wouldn't have been there, which is pretty cool, I guess, like for the industry as a whole.
What's your thoughts on POV?
Surfing.
Besides your favourite category, do you like it? Again, surfing.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I like it in barrels.
You're going red.
You're going red too.
I think I've hit it. Oh God!
I like
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
I like it in barrels for sure. I think.
Are we still talking about surfing?
Yeah.
Good.
I think turns.
Oh, that's fucked.
I think it's a bit odd. Like,
It just looks like spaghetti getting thrown around, and it just doesn't work. Hey.
nah, it's got to be pits. It's got to be pit. And like, I'm probably a bit of a hypocrite, because I reckon in the past, when I was like 14 or so, I probably filmed myself out the point when it was like 2 foot doing turns on a GoPro. But now, in today's day and age, I think it's got to be you getting barreled, or those Insta 360 cameras, they can at least make your turns look all right from a GoPro or like a camera perspective. But yeah, I think when I'm watching GoPro clips, it's usually just imperfect waves, crew getting pitted.
Yeah, it's just a shame. Like, it makes the wave look so small.
It does. Yes. Yeah.
A really good one of that, like an example of that, is Skeleton Bay. Like, it's not a tall wave, but it's so thick. And then you watch the GoPro and some numpty in fucking Northern Territory is probably like, yeah, I'd go that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the only bad thing. It just doesn't give it that credibility.
It makes dead set makes like a 3-foot wave look as big as a 10-foot wave. Like you see footage and people do it on TikTok. I've seen to get views, I guess, and it's them like bailing their surfboard, or they see a set coming, and you can tell, like, if you've watched enough surfing, you can tell it's not that big of a wave. But on the GoPro, because it fisheyes it, it looks huge. And they get tons of views and likes because people that don't surf go, oh my God, like, how did you not drown? And yeah, it does. It has that effect where it really doesn't do the size of the wave any justice. Like, keep going back to Sheldon's clip. Sheldon's clip looks, and I don't think it's huge that day, but it's definitely big enough to get pitted. But it makes it look like he's in like little micro barrels. And I don't think he was, to be fair. Like, I think it was probably a bit bigger than it looked. But yeah, moving on from POV. There's been a few changes announced. Again, more changes to the World Tour. It's not quite that level. It's the Challenger Series. But it all has its own impact. Specifically, we've got a new schedule and we've got new events in there. Do you want to run us through the events in order? Have you got them there?
I do. So we're kicking off again this year, really. So that's not a big change. So Newcastle.
Yeah.
Straight into Bolito. Huntington. It's weird. It feels like it should be Huntington.
What do you mean?
Huntington. Everyone says Huntington, and it sounds way nicer. Huntington sounds weird.
With no T after the N?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've noticed it's like a split, 50-50 split. I think Aussies just call it Huntington.
Right.
And Americans call it Huntington.
Okay.
Anyway, Irasira, straight into Sakurema, and then the big old juicy one, the Pipeliner, the Banzai Pipeline. We'll come back to that. And then weirdly, for probably the first time that I think I can recall, you full circle moment, you go back to Newcastle.
Yeah, finish off in Newey. And there's some method to that madness. I think it's because this tour now runs across the off season. So where in the past they've had... they go from the Challenger and then there's big off season and they go straight to the CT after about it was actually a few months off, really. It was a long break in between. Now they're pulling this tour so that it runs through the off season into next year, and then the last event at Newcastle is about March, I think. From then, the people that qualify will stay in Australia and then they'll commute to, is it Bells that opens the year?
Correct.
Yeah, so they'll commute from Newey to Bells and they'll kick off the season there. And I guess for that, it's just great for them in terms of money.
Smart move.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially for crew that aren't the Challenger Series, you're not making money.
No.
I don't even think, if you put your analytical hat on, which you have on all the time, even if you won all of them, I still don't reckon you're making $1.
Yeah.
Which we've had previous episodes about, so no need to get into that. But it helps that situation.
Yeah, I think the stat there was something like you have to get third in all of them, and then like a final in the last one to actually come out broken even for the average expenditure for that year. So you really do have to excel, and it's absolutely absurd to assume someone can do that. So
it is. I like that they've added their own little twist there to accommodate that, but they haven't really fixed it. They've got 7 events instead of 4 now.
Yeah.
And they're still going to almost every continent on Earth.
Yeah.
With awkward times probably between all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is still going to cost upwards of $50,000 to $70,000.
It is. I think though, with the extra events, like 2, I think.
I think it's 2. Yeah. I think that's 5. Sorry.
With the extra events, I think that the athletes would be pretty happy with that, though. Maybe it does cost them a bit more, but then it gives them an extra chance to like maybe have a shocker. If they have a shocker, it's not the end of the world because they've got an extra event or 2 to make up for it.
Would you say it favours the Aussie? 2 in the homeland?
I guess so. Yeah, looking at that draw, I guess it it does really. You got 2 events there, 2 events where you're not really having to spend too much to get there, and hopefully if you do well, you're actually going to make a bit of coin. So I guess
enough though. You look at Sakurema, Irasira, and the US. They're off season.
Yes. Yeah.
Swell Wise and your kind of best waves. But then Pipe, they've nailed the fork.
They've done well.
The timing of that one.
Pipe's in prime time. I think it's early January.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've really nailed that. And looking at the schedule, there's one man that is rubbing his hands together. Zach, who do you think I'm talking about here? Don't read the document.
Well, now that I've seen his name, it's implanted in my brain.
Yeah.
And there's one person who else would be rubbing their hands together.
I'm going to
I don't think you've considered. Do yours?
I'm going to do mine because I don't think there's anyone that this draw favours more. So you've got Julian Wilson is my guy. And the reason I'm saying this is because, yes, he can do well at all these venues. He lives in Newcastle. There's 2 events there. And then he's also now got Pipe added. Now, if you cast your mind back to the sort of mid to late 2010s, he actually won the Pipe Masters in 2014 with a 19.63 heat total in the final against Gabriel Medina, and doesn't really get much more impressive than that. And then he got runner-up in 2018 just to sort of add a little bit of extra spice to that. I think he would be looking at the entry list of these Challenger Series events and going, I don't think there's anyone in this event that can actually beat me at Pipe. So I'd be at least for him, I'd be locking in like a semi-finals there, which is obviously a keeper. And then he's got 2 events at home to do the rest of the damage. So the WSL really just like, it seems like there's going to be a bit of a reunion next year and they're going to have Julian Wilson back on the tour. It's just really looking that way. But hit me with your guy.
A few things to break away from that and to discuss.
Yep.
I have a little bit of, and I don't want to diss on Jules too much. We spoke about his personality and how it may not have portrayed himself immaculately throughout his careers. I just get this feeling, and it's happened before, where there's a little Word document at WSL. It's already typed out. It's already got 1,000 words.
You go in conspiracy mode?
Yep. I'm sorry. If I should have got my foil hat. It's just outside.
A tinfoil hat.
It's actually behind the TV, so the radiation doesn't get it. I feel like there's a Word document out there, pre-typed, press release. Julian Wilson makes the tour. Dream comeback. And they're going to get all these nostalgic, quotes and all this thing. It's all in there, ready to go, typed up. Cheers, WSL at the end. And that, to me, they've been caught out before, the fairy's tale. They've been caught out.
Yeah.
And I can see this happening already. And I feel like there's another certain someone that has been on tour and is on the Challenger Series in Australia that they may already have that document pre-typed.
Who are you thinking?
He's got a daughter in it as well.
Oh, Josh Kerr.
I'm thinking like a LeBron and Bronny kind of on the same team kind of vibe. Tell me I'm wrong. I know it's a small percentage, that it will happen. But tell me I'm wrong.
Look, I don't think it's written in stone that's going to happen. I did watch his first heat that happened the other day. Looked okay, looked decent. Like it's Josh Kerr. He was riding a 20, which
which is his own brand 20. Might I add, he's getting some good exposure.
Yeah.
There's no better way to release your brand to the world than prove that you made the Challenger Series on your own craft.
For sure. Look, I don't think he'll make it. He is one, though, that similar to Jules, would be looking at this Pipe. Probably didn't consider him so much when I was thinking about this, but he's had very good results at Pipeline over the years as well. Yep. So probably looking at that as a place where he can really bank a result. Just, I don't think he's got the competitive edge still that it'll need for him to get good results in the rest of these events. There's so many hungry surfers on this, and I was listening to him talk the other day, and you can just tell it's not, that fire's sort of still there, but it's not burning as it used to. And I think the guys that it really is burning inside, they will get him in the end. So, look, it'd be sick to see.
I've seen him paddle in the lineup in the heat. He looks pretty spicy to me.
Yeah, it's just like when they come in and they talk about it, and he's just like, oh yeah, like I'm just here to accompany Sierra. Like whatever happens for me.
Facade.
Yeah. Okay.
Full facade.
Like if he qualifies, he qualifies. But I don't see. I do see Julian qualifying though. And
okay, there's a really big conundrum.
What's your conundrum?
Well, it's not mine. It's actually his, Josh Kerr's.
Right.
10-foot pipe.
Yeah.
Does he ride his 20?
Yeah.
I feel like he's just proven to the world, hey, look, I just fucking made the qualified for the Challenger Series by riding a 20 and a 20 only, to my knowledge.
Mm.
Do you just cop it? Or do you go to a quad?
I'd reckon he'd go to a quad.
He'd double down
which
on the twin.
I think his brand probably has a model that is a bigger wave model or like a step up, which would probably run in a quad, I imagine. And I know he's done a bit of work on the ASIMs as well, which generally they have like a quad setup.
Yuck.
Yeah. Whether or not you ride an ASIM at pipe, I'm not sure, but he definitely has done some experimenting with quad fins. So I imagine.
Would you really even throw an ASIM in the conversation of pipe and backdoor?
No, because I guess
you gotta get 50-50 split.
unless you knew it was all
that
right.
would be suicide.
You couldn't. The ASIMs, for those that don't know as well, they're basically designed to go one way. So, look, technically they're designed to go both ways, but the fin placements on them do make it so that one way is going to be superior, I believe. So.
Interested to see how that one pans out.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's going to be pulling out an ASIM at pipe, put it that way, but I think a quad will come out. Just a little recap, though, of day one of the Chang'e. Now, I don't know how much of this you watched again, Zach. You've been a busy man.
Yeah, first day back in the office when this was on, so I was trying not to fall victim of my temptations of clicking through that tab of when the surfing was playing in the background.
For sure.
But I didn't get to watch much, no.
That's why you've got me here, Zach, because I watched pretty much the entire day. Had it on at the shop. I obviously didn't see all of it, but I saw the recaps and saw like bits and pieces. And from what I saw, Alistair Reginado, Kalohe Andino, and Julian Wilson were the standouts at day one on the men's side. And Tia Zabrowski, now, she was born in 2011, Zach.
That sounds so foreign.
2011. So she's about 14 or 15. I don't know when her birthday is.
You're a 2000 baby, hey?
No.
Are you a
99.
Oh, you're 99.
December 23rd.
How good does it sound like when you say, someone goes, how old are you? And you go, 19. And they're like, oh, thank God.
Dude, I scraped in by 8 days and I claim that as much as I can.
No, this wasn't your fault.
No, I'm 90s baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2011. So she's about the fact that she's 15, born in 2011, really makes you feel old, doesn't it?
I think she's again just part of this huge wave that's coming for women's surfing.
Yeah,
and it's just shaved the median age of the tour by more than half.
She's incredible, man.
Now that Sally's off, it's just plummeted in the median age.
It's definitely a whole new demographic on there right now. I looked at her bio to pull up her birthday, and it actually has her height. She's 4'10". She's very small.
Come again?
4'10".
Oh fuck! I forgot her age.
No, she's
that's
4'10".
Probably standard for a.
Is that? For a 14-year-old? I don't know, but that's small.
It's small.
It doesn't matter who you are, that's small. She's competing against women, you got to remember. So,
yeah.
She's 4'10".
That's
born 2011, and she got second in her heat, but she dropped an 8, which was the equal highest score of the day across both men's and ladies. She looked very, very solid on her feet, very impressive. Someone definitely to watch out for
You'd have to suggest that the waves were highly favourable for her, though.
I think she gets it done when it's a bit bigger too. She's not like a very, you know how you see these girls and they're quite young and almost like your Bella Kenworthy's, like the girls that come through and they just haven't really filled out yet.
Yep.
Brooksy. Yeah, well, she surfs like she's filled out essentially. She's a little nuggety thing, but she really looks solid on her feet and doesn't look like she's flailing at all. All her turns are placed perfectly, and she really hits the lit when she hits it. So very good signs early on from a young competitor coming through. I think she'll have a very long career on the World Tour. And
I think Rip Curl seemed to believe that, because I'm fairly confident she signed a 5-year deal.
There you go. So it's not just me. She was probably my ladies' highlight. There's some crazy heats to watch though, and this probably will come out, I imagine, after this round's completed. We'll drop this on Thursday morning ish. But these heats will probably take place tomorrow. I've gone through and picked my 4 heats to watch in the round of 64, and these all could be finals, Zach. Heat 2, got Callum Robson, Jacob Wilcox, Xavier Huxtable, Joe Azuchi. Now,
who's winning that?
Look, small right. I don't know how small it's going to be. There is a bit of a south swell going to fill in. Probably, I think Xavier. I think he's a bit of a he's probably the least known there. Maybe aside from Joe, who's from I think he's from Japan.
Correct.
Xavier is probably the least notable surfer there, but I actually think he's really underrated, and I think he'll probably win that heat. The next heat, we got Lobby, Liam O'Brien, Eli Hanneman, Charlie Quiverant, Julian Wilson. Now that's, again, could be a final. That's really anyone's game. I think Lob's...
I think you read that out wrong.
What?
Liam O'Brien, Eli Hanneman, Charlie Quiverant. Julian's already seeded to the final.
Yeah, right, sure. Yeah, you can see silver, what is it, tinfoil hats on.
Yep.
Zach's already put him in the final, but I think Lobby will...
I haven't put him... No, Finley. I have not put him there.
The WSL
He's already there.
Right. Lobby's going to win that one, I think. He's too classy. That was Heat 9. Heat 12. This is maybe... the next two probably. They're my favourite, really. Ryan Callanan, Nolan Raposa, who many of you probably won't know. His backhand is absolutely lethal.
He's fucking so quick.
He's so fast, man.
Yep.
Bronson Meady, who is Zach's little prodigy coming through, and he's just ridiculous. He'll probably win this heat, I reckon, anyway. And then Fred Moraes, who coming back from injury, but he's been on the World Tour before. My pick is for that heat, Bronson. I think his waves, they just play right into his hands. He's going to be punting, and the judge is going to love it.
I would love to pick Bronny, but Ryan's got that.
Dude,
he literally rolls out of bed and into the wave there.
Do we put a bet on this? Do we do another 20?
I've just come back from the States and been fisted financially.
It goes into the
Largo funds.
The Largo funds. So it's really just an extra.
All right, what are we doing? 20?
Let's do 20. I'll go Bronson. You go Ryan.
Well, I really want Bronson to win.
Well, you've picked
I feel
against
bad
him
by financially solidifying a handshake on him to lose.
I don't care. You've picked Ryan,
and this is going on the fucking internet.
It is.
Well, hopefully he gets second.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Righto.
$20 on it. Ryan and Bronson are both going to come first and second. I just think Bronson's going to win the heat. Zach thinks Ryan's going to win.
I reckon Freddie's packing.
I think Freddie's gone home.
As in not packing something big downstairs. He's packing his bags.
He's heading home.
For clarity on that one.
And this is probably, Heat 13 is probably the heat of the round, I think.
Oh, mud.
The mud. So you got Sammy Pupo, who, look, similar to the previous heat, I think he probably wins, but there's another guy in this heat I want to do well, and that is the mud, Jackson Baker. Yep. He's in the, whatever colour of the jersey that is. Shion Crawford and Pedersen Crisanto. Now,
Wait, Pedersen looks a little tubby.
He does, but he put up the highest heat total of day one.
Yeah, it's working for him.
It really is. So
I've got another bet.
What?
I bet you $10.
Here we go.
Mud claims one.
Claims a wave.
Yep, he's claiming a wave.
Mate, it's paying $1.01. I'm not taking that down. He'll be claiming.
I love you, Jacko. But I still reckon you're going to claim one.
And it's not like a cringy claim. He just feels himself so much when he's surfing.
He's at home.
Yeah.
Whenever he's on a roll, he's unstoppable. And when he, belts one and finishes it, he's just raw passion.
What claim do you think he's going to pull out?
Finger click.
Yeah, that's exactly what came to my mind.
Finger click and then pull through the back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was in my brain as well. Yeah, look, that 4 heats, genuinely all could be finals. You wouldn't.
They're fucked.
They're crazy, and like that's how nuts this Challenger Series is. You rock up, you might get seeded into the round at 80 or whatever it is, and then you make one heat, and then you're faced with something like this, and it's just like, how do you consistently make these heats long enough to actually qualify for the tour? It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's someone to watch out for. This bet will be decided probably tomorrow, so go Bronson. I think on both of our behalves.
Yeah, fucking oath.
You really need him to do well.
Pay me out to be a bad boss.
Trestles. This is so good that this event's back. That kicks off about Monday night for us in Australia here. What's your best memories of Trestles? Have you got any that sort of stand out in your brain?
Yep. Kadowskis going left.
Gadowskis going left, and
I don't know what year it is. I'm not like you. Like you're right now, just going 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 1. I'm not like that.
Was that against Medina? Maybe. And I think
I don't
Medina
know. I
got
just remember watching
utterly robbed in that heat. There's a heat.
Yeah, there is. I think we've spoken about that.
We have
episode
before.
3 or fucking something.
It was it's probably still the biggest robbery I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, it's Tanner. Was it Tanner Gadowskis?
Yep.
Tanner Gadowskis, Gabby Medina. Go and watch that heat replay. I don't know what year it was. It would have been like 2015 or something.
It was a while ago.
It was a long time ago. Watch the heat replay. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yep.
Medina wins that heat all day. But anyway,
there's another great YouTube clip involving Trestles.
Go for it. Which one?
Follow the Fish TV.
Right. I think we've touched on this before as well.
Yep. That's the one at that event. He had a big black dick drink bottle thing.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get Slater to drink out of it. Fuck, it's good.
It was good.
So good.
I've got a couple happy memories from this joint, and it's probably my favourite event to watch, even though the time zone sucks for us. So it's up there for me anyway, watching the replays. Freddie Pistachio getting a 10.
Pistachio. Fuck, that's a name I have not heard in a minute.
Yeah, he got a 10 there and then called it in round 2 or 3. He went, I just got a 10, I'm retiring. He didn't surf his round 3 heat. I don't know if you remember that.
That's fucking OG.
Yeah, he just went like, I think it was round 1 or round 2. It was early days, and he went out, smacked one, got a 10, and went, I'm done. I don't need to do any more. And he did not surf his next heat.
There's another bald fellow who probably should have followed suit. But
well,
anyway.
Zach, you've got a bit of a rant about this bloke now. I've got a few things to say before that.
Okay, I'll let you have it.
So, obviously, Trestles, first time it's been a CT since 2017. There's only 3 event winners left in the draw.
It's been there.
Sorry.
It's been not accessible for the majority. It's
been a fraudulent CT event for the past 4 years.
Yep.
I haven't even included those winners in this stat, but there's only 3 event winners left in the draw. So you've got Philippe, Tyler, and then one other man who we'll get to. If you do want to include the other...
Is it the Bald Eagle?
It's the Bald Eagle,
Fuck.
But if you
he's fucking everywhere.
If you do want to include...
Go to fucking Maya and he's on a fucking billboard there or some shit.
Well, Katie Simmers and Caroline Marks are the other 2 that have technically won at Trestles. Even though they only had to beat 3 or 4 people to get there. They are the top 5 in the world that they basically were the top of.
Well, they beat everyone.
Everyone to get there, I guess, but they didn't go through a whole event, which is a completely different thing itself. The other man who, yes, you touched on before, the Bald Eagle, Kelly Slater. He has won this event 6 times on tour. Mm-hmm. It was his first professional win. This wasn't technically a CT at the time, I don't think. It was like a sort of a semi-pro event, but it was... basically announced him as a professional surfer. 1990, at the age of 18, he won this event.
Me and you weren't even a late night thought.
Literally, I was about 9 years away, so long before our time. Zach, tell me why you think the 6-time winner of this event, Kelly Slater, should not get a wild card here, because you've been quite vocal about this.
Well, there's just so many other good people.
Okay.
In my opinion, wild cards are there. It says it in the name, wild card. It's different, extravagant.
Yeah.
It's left field.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Slater is the epitome of not that.
He is he's obviously not even probably. He'd be the most famous surfer in the world. I think everyone knows Kelly Slater if they know surfing.
Yes, correct. He's one of the most influential sports people in the world across all. I think there's like a top 50 and it's like Tiger, Kelly, they're all at like the pointy end of that list.
Best athlete of all time, I'm calling.
Correct.
Yeah.
One of the most successful anyway, accolade-wise.
Sure.
It's healthy to let good things come and go and let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Slater just needs to go. I was going to try and elegantly place that out there, but he's got kids. He's just got a newborn.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Just enjoy, mate. Go have your first beer after 15 years of sobriety.
Yeah.
More, probably. Just enjoy life. And what I will say is I just don't see him doing well at this event. I see him still doing well at like pipe. Chopes, things like that. But this is a highly technical event and he is showing age. I don't give a fuck what people say. He rips. I will never say that. He isn't ripping. But compared to like an Ethan, he's really noticeable.
For sure.
So this one to me is just like, let a good thing die. It's okay. It's life.
Yeah.
It's done. Don't beat a dead horse. And let's be real, it's sponsored by Outer Known. He threw himself in there.
For sure.
Would love to see him. What's his name? Kevin Schultz or something? He rides for Outer Known?
I think he's a firefighter now.
Yeah, he's rides for Outer Known, I think.
Yeah, he does.
Throw him
used
in.
to.
Fucking throw him in.
Yeah.
There's an extra $9,000 for a volunteer firefighter for the LA fires. Fucking perfect PR stunt. And it's a bit of variety.
Yeah, look, I think there's two things played into Kelly's favour here. One, you just named, Outer Known, the brand he founded. That is the presenting sponsor of the event.
Yet not one surfer wears it.
No, you're correct. I don't think anyone wears it because have you seen the price of their products?
It's like a handkerchief is like $4,000.
Seriously. Yeah, look, that's the first. The second being that the Challenger Series is on in Oz and probably every candidate that you'd probably nominate for a spot in this event is actually in Australia.
Kevin Schultz.
Kevin Schultz isn't. He's probably off on call somewhere fighting fires.
He could have been here.
Look, I get there's so many good surfers in that California region. They definitely could have found someone, just given Kelly's sort of resume there and his look, he's sponsoring the event, so he's going to chuck himself in, isn't he?
Yeah, well, a bit selfish if you ask me.
It's selfish. He just doesn't want to give it up, man, and I love it. I'm here for it. We'll go. We don't really have too much to touch on here because we're recording this so far in advance of the event. So we're here Tuesday right now. We don't have a forecast. We don't have the wild cards. We don't have a heat draw.
Yep.
We're just running purely on Braille. What we do have though is we know who's going to be in the event, and we know
for the most part.
Yeah, apart from the wild cards, but I guess we know Kelly's a wild card, but there will be more. We know enough about who's in this draw and who's going to do well. So we're going to pick our winners and dark horses for this event, and then we'll run into our fantasy teams. Now, Zach, do you want to hit us with yours first?
Yep. What would you like to know first?
Let's do winners first.
Winner?
Yep. Men's and ladies.
My winner was local boy, Kanoa Igarashi.
Yep.
He's just been edging further and further up each event by event basis. He's just getting further and further to the pointy end of the spear.
Mm-hmm.
He's at home, feels ready, feels due, hasn't had a big win in a while now.
Yep.
Looking really good.
You're really riding this Kanoa trainer. You've picked him a couple times to win.
Well, not as many times as you said Philippe would fucking change the world and cure cancer, and he definitely didn't do that. So I reckon I've got one more event with Kanoa.
What about Burley?
Oh, yeah. Just distant fucking memory at this point. No, he fell off the ski. He lost all credibility.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep.
No, he lost all credibility at Margie's. That was bad, bro.
Yeah. We won't go back.
That was bad.
We're not going back into that.
Why? Why not?
We're new Philippe era, and it's about to start again. But who's your lady?
For the ladies, I went Katie.
No, you didn't. I can see it here. You went Molly Picklum.
Well, I started with Katie, and then I thought Pickles might get in. So I'm actually a little bit torn.
Are you going to lock one in now? Give me one.
I'm going to go Pickles. Because
Okay.
I did start with Katie, and I went to Pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly Picklum.
Molly Picklum, sweet. My winners, different to yours, which is good. I've gone Philippe Toledo.
Oh,
Tell me he's not going to make the semis here. Tell me.
he does live there.
Exactly. And he's won world titles there too, I believe.
Yeah. That last heat looked pretty ripper though, bro.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be 20-foot margies, is it? It's going to be 4-foot lower trestles. He's going to win the event, I think.
I hate that, but yeah, I agree. He could.
And then my ladies. Now, I've gone a bit sort of out of the ordinary here.
Left fielder.
Well, not really. There's only so many girls you can pick now after the cut. There's not that many left on the tour.
A huge cut.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah. But as in, though, like they did remove, I think, the bottom, like sort of 6 or so. They just qualify for next year, but they don't surf the back end. I've gone Erin Brooks as my winner. Now, it's not really dark horse. I think she speaks for herself.
A dark horse for this year.
Yeah. And I think she will go a long way to winning this event based on her backhand that we saw at Burleigh. And there's also the opportunity for lefts there, which she is the sharpest surfer on tour. And if anyone can get a score on her left at Trestles in the girls division, it's her.
I just feel like it's a bit like fool's gold, the left.
Yeah, it's not you're not looking so much to the left for a score, I believe. But in saying that, like your Yagos of the world have got really good scores there in the past. I think Gabby's dropped high 8s and Idolo has for sure.
He got high scores. Were they high scores?
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, look, Erin, I think, is the exception to that rule on the ladies' side where her surfing's so electric that she can juice a really high number out of a left. And even if she doesn't find a left, her backend's going to be very, very sharp. So, look,
Perfect display of that Burleigh.
Yeah, I think she's just going to go top to bottom and take some scalps in this one. Dark horses, Zach, who have you got on your men's and ladies?
I went Crosby.
Yep.
He's at home. Sleeping in his own bed. And past few events, he's really improved.
He's looking really good.
And I'm a big advocate for rhythm.
Yep.
I think that's proven itself this year already.
Geordie Smith.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sportsbet was paying 700 to 1 for this year to play out like it has.
No. Crazy.
Maybe he's going to become like the next fucking Kelly. Just never retires.
Just keep going. Ride it into the sunset.
He's still ripping.
Geordie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. And it's been much to the detriment of my fantasy team this year because I've refused to pick him at all.
Not many people would.
Now
they would be.
Yeah. And he's a guy, sorry to take away from your Crosby point, he's a guy that I think he's won this event in the past as well. I think he beat John one year. Can't remember what year it was, maybe like 2016 or so.
To be honest. He
has won this event or at least finaled. I'm going to look that up right now. Do you want to run through your ladies?
Yeah, just like I was saying about the Geordie and the Crosby thing, Luana is on a roll. She's pretty well put a fairy tale. What was that? 3 events. Yeah, it was pretty much the fairy tale way to finish the GWM, what was it called? Aussie Treble. She was destined to be kicked off at the start of the year.
Yes.
Destined.
Yeah.
She came to Australia needing a miracle and she pulled it off.
Mm.
And that's going to have to make you feel good.
For sure.
And once you feel good, the pressure's off. I feel like she could really open up and I'm really impressed with her surfing, to be honest.
She's really grown on me this year as well. Always sort of saw her as maybe a battler and someone that's going to be down the back end of the rankings, but she's clutched up when she had to, and seems like you're right. She's really improved through the year, and she's getting to a point now where she believes she can match it with these other girls, and she's starting to take some big names out. So I don't hate that pick at all. I've cruelled Geordie as well. When I just going back to before when I said there's only 3 past winners in the event, it's actually 4. Geordie's won it twice.
Right.
Yeah, it's won 2014 and 2016 apparently. So I knew there was at least one. I just left him out, but yeah, he's had some really good results there. So it could be another venue where people are picking him in their fantasy teams, and I will not be. And it could bite me in the bum again. So
fair enough.
We will see. But my dark horses, Joel Vaughan, just think he's getting a few middling results, and he's put himself really nicely placed right in the middle of the table of the rankings. Just he hasn't really had that one breakout result yet, and I think it could come here. I think he's perfectly designed for this wave. Very, very high make rate, as we've touched on in the past on his airs, And look, he's going to be the guy that's going to put 4 or 5 turns together out the back, finish with a full rote, and they're going to have nothing more to do than give him an excellent range score.
Yep. I just thought we would have seen it by now. I think a lot of people probably agree.
Yeah.
Especially, I cast my mind back to Irisira last year. Just electric.
Yes.
And that's when he was, getting glimpses that he's going to make the tour, and it just looked like it was clicking. And I feel like kind of reminds me a little bit, maybe not as great as the Ethan Ewing first year on tour saga, but remnants of it, I feel.
Yep.
Perhaps a little bit of hype there and just hasn't come to fruition yet, but still got a few events to prove me wrong.
The difference being there as well, Ethan actually fell off in his first year, whereas Joel's managed to cement himself. So you could almost argue that Joel's come on a bit hotter than Ethan, which is one point. But there hasn't been that standout performance. I remember Ethan came out his first event at Snapper, and I think Stewie beat him, and he put up a very impressive heat total.
Yeah.
He's a guy that Joel, I'm talking about here, is someone that I think can really juice a result here. My dark horse, again, there's not many to pick from on the ladies' side, but as much as Erin Brooks could be seen as a dark horse, I'm going to go Betty Lou.
Yep. So
I'm going to go Erin for the win. Betty Lou is my dark horse, but really I could just double down on Erin because I think she's going to do very well here.
Yep.
Now, fantasy team, Zach, the much awaited fantasy teams.
I've got a surprise.
Yes, you warned me about this before, and I don't know how prepared I am to hear this, but is it men's or ladies' side?
Both.
Okay, great.
So I've just opened up. Well, I'll show you, but people at home probably can't see. I'm on the home page, correct?
You're on the home page.
When I click my team, this will be the first time I've seen this.
First time you've seen it or first time I've seen it?
First time I've seen it.
Why is that?
I didn't pick them.
Who picked it?
My partner, Gabby. So,
all right.
Theory to the madness.
Yeah.
I've been surfing for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm well equipped on the understandings of the sport. I'm coming fucking 50th. So I'm starting to get a little bit shitty that I can't pick it. And I had a moment today, I was driving home and I went, maybe I just won't pick it and prove that this whole fantasy thing is baloney.
Okay. This is going to explode in your face enormously. How much surfing, just for the listeners at home, how much surfing has Gabby done?
Oh, she surfs twice a year. If it's 30 degrees, no clouds, dolphins must be present.
Yes.
Couple whales, no one out. 0 to 1 foot, crisp offshore, sand not too hot, rocks not too hot, plenty of car parks, and a beach umbrella on the beach ready for her to come into almost immediately.
Okay, and
so she's well equipped.
My second question: how many of the current tour, men's and ladies, could she name if I asked her to?
5 on each, Connor included.
Right. Okay. She could name 5 ladies. You reckon?
Put it this way. I handed my phone to her on the couch 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
I said, pick them. I actually had to explain how to pick them.
Right.
So if anyone's saying this is rigged, she doesn't know how to pick them. And then I had to spend 5 minutes about what the green lightning bolt was.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
She thought that was EV charging or something.
Right.
Anyway.
Keen to see if she's put the green lightning bolt on, but go on.
She was saying, oh, is Rio on tour? I went, he's been there for a bit. She went, oh, that's nice. So that's a bit of backstory. Like, This isn't rigged.
Yes.
It's an honest. I said pick funny names.
Okay. Well,
Are you ready?
Let's see who Gabby thought has a funny name.
Okay. So I haven't seen it either. My team. Okay. Not bad. Women's tier A.
Yep.
And this one is double points times 2.
Right.
Gabby Bryan.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take that.
I mean, you can't really go wrong in that tier A, can you? There's only 3 to pick from, and they're all very good candidates.
Tier B, Betty Lou.
Yep.
Izzy Nichols.
Okay.
Tier C, Erin Brooks.
You can only pick Erin Brooks.
No. I was going to say that's a great pick.
Because I went, this will be interesting, Tier C. Who can I pick at some sort of, I don't know,
bit of a dark
obscure like surfer that might not be that well known?
There will be a wild card in there.
There will be. So anyone picking at home, I just think as well, pick your team now because you're not going to want to pick anyone but Erin Brooks in that.
Holy shit balls.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear the men's.
Times 2, tier A, Ethan Ewing.
Wow.
Oh my god, she's better than me.
She's
instantly.
nailed it, bro.
You're not gonna believe number 2.
Geordie Smith?
Nah,
Who?
Kanoa Igarashi.
You sure you picked
I
this?
swear
You
to
picked
this.
this, man.
I swear to it.
All right.
Tier B, she went Connor. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That was
obviously.
He was literally in the lounge room 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Then she went Rio, which I thought would happen because she went, oh, is Rio in there?
Yeah.
Then she went Leo.
Okay.
She has met Leo when Leo used to spend a bit of time here.
Right.
That makes sense. Then she went Jack Robbo, which, again, she's probably heard that name. Just Aussie.
Yep.
Probably been on NBN News before.
Yep.
She went Joel Vaughan
Okay.
and Seth.
Don't love the Seth pick at Trestles. But that's a team that could really do well. Like, there's people in there that when I was scouring to find my team, and I looked at, like, your Leos and your Rios of the world, and they're guys that you just wouldn't pick because there's better options. You got Griffin and Crosby and those guys in that tier B. But they are guys that if you see them in the back end of the draw, you're not going to be that surprised. And no one's going to pick them. No one's picking Leo and no one's picking Rio. So
You reckon?
I don't think so.
I'm fucking happy with this.
It's a good team, man. It's a good team.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. I'm happy now, but when it comes to it and it pays out really well,
You can't claim it.
I can't.
No.
And then I actually look worse in the long run. So.
That's okay. Like, I think she's missed a few key people in that men's side, and I'll get to
And I got Ethan Ewing ×2.
Yeah, you do. I think there's a couple others though that she's missed. My ladies, so I've gone Katie Simmers with the ×2.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Yeah. As much as actually no, you know what? I've picked Erin for the win. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna chuck Erin Brooks, who's in my tier C. Surprise, surprise. She's gonna get my ×2.
Right.
So yeah, tier A, Katie Simmers. Tier B, Caroline Marks, Betty Lou. Tier C, Erin Brooks with the lightning bolt. I'm running that.
EV charged.
EV charged. So men's tier A, Yagodora. He's in my tier A.
I love him, but that's weird.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. Moving on, because it's not weird at all in the
Cast
slightest.
my memory back. El Salvador 2024. Nah, it's a different wave. Nah, you're fucked. Sorry, continue.
I'm not. I've as it stands right now, I've got my ×2 on Yago, but I'm going to probably move it to Philippe. Yago is not going to have ×2. I'm going to move that. Italo is my second one, who we didn't touch on before we were meant to. May have been hacked this week. We're not sure.
Pretty weird the way it all went around. Although I've come to learn, we'll come back to that. Just keep going.
Okay. Philippe Toledo, tier B. Crosby Colapinto, Griffin Colapinto, Jake Marshall.
Little Margie's repeat.
Yeah, or just
the Calder Bros.
Couple big ones there that Gab might have glossed over, which
I like Jake Marshall.
I think
I'm a big fan.
Crosby Griff as well. You can't go past Griff at Trestles, can you?
I reckon Crosby's going to outshine him.
Well, I've got them both, so hopefully they both do
it'll
it.
Be fun.
Tier C, Joel Vaughan and Cole Houshman. Cole Houshman's been picked on the basis of, we just touched on before how generally you're not going left there to get a score. Mm-hmm. He got a 9+ score there on his Instagram about a week or so ago, nearly to the point where I gave him Surf of the Week, but it was just a bit over a week, so I couldn't lie to myself about that. He smacked a left, looked very impressive. It's his home break, spent plenty of time there. I've chucked him in too, so that's my team. Now, just quickly before we sign out, Italo Ferreira. We went on his Instagram today.
I stumbled across this.
Yeah, I saw the photo. So he's apparently him and his partner are having a baby, his wife. I don't know.
Well, you'd hope so.
Well, unless it's AI and someone's hacked.
My thought went, this is a deep fake.
Yeah,
and it's finally trickled into the surfing world.
Well, maybe, but I don't think they're lying about this. I think he probably is having a child. But the weird thing that I found was he's deleted or at least archived all of his photos and posts on his Instagram. There's one photo on his Instagram, and it's a little carousel of him doing a pretty strange photo shoot for having a new child with his
cringy,
quite like seductive photo shoot.
Brother, ew.
Yeah, bit weird, but I mean he's a very eccentric man.
He's passionate.
He is, and that's the only photo as it currently stands. It could change on his Instagram. So maybe either A, he's been hacked, as we initially suspected, or B, this is new Italo. Maybe he's starting a completely fresh chapter, and we're going to have a brand new Italo. He's dropping the Red Bull. He's going to start drinking nutrient waters and whatever these things are, and he's just going to be really just changing himself for the better. What do you think?
Here's my thoughts.
Yep.
It's real, because if it was a fake and someone taking over the account, it'd be like, for business tips and get 50,000 followers and $50 million in 5 minutes. Watch my YouTube video.
Click this link for 14 Bitcoin.
Or hot mums near you. Yeah. It'd be one of those. The fact that everything else is intact, I would say that's not what's happened. I today learnt about that you can archive your photos.
You can.
Now I want to delete Instagram. Although I think it's the biggest moment of his life. He's removed all moments of his life because they're all so great.
Yeah.
And he's left the one there, and it's like fucking Mufasa and the fucking Lion King kind of shit. What I anticipate, I wouldn't say he's the first. He's not the pioneer to do this, but I foresee this kind of shit happening more. The archiving of all your photos.
Why? And
I can see it. It sounds silly now, but fucking Netflix sounded silly when Blockbuster were fucking around. So you never know. I reckon like now you'll start seeing companies go, hey, can you archive all your photos and put this up for just 24 hours?
Right, I see. So like
I reckon this is a new play.
Yeah, I see. So like almost like a commercial benefit.
100%. We'll give you an extra $50,000 to archive everything for a week, and this is the only thing on someone. He's got 3 million followers.
He does.
That's fucking cha-ching for someone.
For sure. If that's the only focal point on his Instagram.
Think about how much traffic just comes and goes through that account.
Definitely.
Without posting.
Mate, we've seen it on ours. We have 1,000 followers, and some of the like numbers that have been sort of through our account, through some of our reels, is ridiculous. Like obviously they don't all engage, but they flick through and have a look, and man, like for him it'd be millions. So
and it's the only thing you can get stuck on. There's no that's a cool photo down below it. There's no scrolling. It's just that's it. I foresee this is going to be the new thing, and I haven't seen it yet, which is kind of weird. Maybe he is fucking pioneering. I'm not sure. I see this.
Who's sponsoring him? What's it called? What's the pregnancy test called? Blue.
Bugaboo. Bugaboo pream's the first to jump on.
Right. Okay. So that's his new sponsor.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's Zach's conspiracy, and it's probably better than your Julian Wilson World Tour one. Actually, that's actually very, very smart, and potentially that could be a source of brand endorsement where you take away every other distraction that's on your Instagram, and you have for 24 hours you leave up the paid advertisement or whatever you've been paid to do, and that's all people can see.
Yeah,
I've seen it. You see it before, like with I remember the rapper Lil Pump.
No. Whenever it starts with Lil, I'm out.
Yeah, well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of his. I just am aware of his Instagram antics, and he has like millions of followers, obviously, given his status as a rapper. But he used to just follow like 3 people, and the 3 like they'd change. So he'd like change it up. So he'd follow like Selena Gomez or whatever, and then like he'd unfollow her and he'd follow someone else, and like occasionally he'd follow someone with not that big a following, and people would just see it, and that their following would just increase dramatically. It was crazy. Just because he was following him. Yeah. So it's kind of like a similar thing where you like keep it really tight and exclusive. The only person he like never unfollowed was like Harvard University, which I don't know why.
Oh, boring.
He's doing like maybe to make himself seem smart. I don't know, but anyway, it's relevant, and it could well be, man. I don't know.
I think it's here to stay.
You maybe need to write that into some of your athlete contracts potentially.
They will not be. No, I'm not actually for it.
Right. Okay.
Because my brain. The reason why my brain went there is like, imagine Red Bull, who just probably paid him a fuckload to put some post up 5 minutes ago, and he just went, archive, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a good point. Look, me and Zach discussed this episode, given the 2-hour one that we did 2 days ago being half an hour, and once again, it's ticking pretty close to an hour mark. So we've done it.
We're pretty good at talking shit.
We're enjoying it, but we actually love it. Like it's nearly 10 o'clock.
Fuck, is it?
We'll wrap this up.
Oh, fuck. All right.
We'll wrap it up.
Sayonara.
Thanks for listening again, guys. As always, thanks so much to you guys that have supported us thus far. Giveaway will be coming. Stay tuned for details. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, at The Largo Podcast, and like and subscribe on YouTube and follow on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Thank you again, and we will see you bright and early Monday morning with the big one.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you.
Good night, San Diego.
Bush.
Oh, Wimbo, oh, Wimbo, oh, Wimbo.